Hey guys, Letter Magic here, and this is going to be a bit of a polarizing video, but, well, welcome to my channel. Well, first let me start with the most important detail, which is the fact that it's the 11th today, and August 20th is the next ban and restricted announcement. That's why talking about it now is super relevant. When is the next one after that? How should I know? I'm not even convinced that Wizards knows. They keep changing so many things, release dates and BNR announcement dates, that it might as well just be random. They might as well just roll a d20 and there you go. That's the ban announcement day. So anyway, they have got 9 days to decide if they allow Standard to be in the just wonderful state it's in now, or do they do something about it and piss people off. And, well, this one will be a doozy, but, I don't want to spoil it right away, but let's just jump into the reasons right now. Why not? Why should they ban something? And multiple somethings? Because Red Rush and Blue-White Control are completely out of control. And I don't know, people are saying that green deck, the green ramp mono creatures just dump out everything, everything's trample hexproof, screw you deck. It's so annoying and consistent and fast, but it's also like so beatable. But the question is, in a vacuum, is it too powerful? Yes, it is way too powerful in a vacuum, but up against, most decks that are popular right now, which is not a good way to measure it because they'd probably ban multiple decks and then the meta would shift. Is it a good match? I don't know. I seem to have no problem beating it. I think I beat it more than I lose to it. It's just a good deck, and nothing strikes me as inherently broken in the deck, except maybe Vinemare, maybe. That's borderline. Definitely that stupid Steel Leaf piece of shit, and Ghalta. But otherwise, it's just a culmination of having way the hell too much stuff legal at one time. They might as well just call it mono green good stuff. Good stuff ramp, because it's just the best of from every set. They dump it all together and then hit you in the face with it. It's such a simplistic, stupid deck. It's almost hard to say, yes, this is a masterpiece. It is an achievement and it needs to be torn down because it's an abomination. It's just green crap swinging at you. I mean, it's not like you haven't seen this before. Ghalta was a mistake, always has been, should have been banned already. Steel Leaf, very borderline. It has no self-protection whatsoever. It's just everybody plays Llanowar and everybody gets it out on turn 2. That puts it a little bit ahead of Tarmogoyf. Yeah, that Tarmogoyf. It's the same exact problem that they had with Chain Whirler. They were like, oh, well, the balancing feature is it's triple green, so you either get it out really late in a 2-color deck, or you have to be playing mono green, and mono color, that can't win anything. Well, as it turns out, when you let 8 sets be legal, it can. They admitted it almost word for word that it was a mistake, that the balancing was that, oh, it has to be mono red with Chain Whirler, but mono red is already an established deck. It was something virtually identical to what I just said. So it's an overpowered as all hell card, but then the whoops, here's the catch is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. There is no catch. Whoopsies. It's like not putting a maximum mana cost limitation on Marvel. That deck would have been just fine if it wasn't for, just do anything, summon anything, who cares, 10 cost, whatever. Should have been any creature 4 or less, or any permanent 4 or less, any spell 4 or less. That would have been appropriate. So a 5/4 for 3 on turn 2 is beyond ridiculous. Even on turn 3, it's utterly stupid. And also, it can't be blocked by creatures of power 2 or less. You are never going to kill this thing except with a removal spell or, something, some kind of control that can get rid of this. This creature can only be defeated in combat by a Death Toucher. I can't think of anything else. I mean, what, an 0/6 wall? I wouldn't call that defeated. Worse yet, it's a freaking elf and it's also a knight. So more degenerate stuff is to come. So I would absolutely ban Steel Leaf. As for Vinemare, leave it in, who cares? If Ghalta and Steel Leaf are gone, I really don't give a shit. Goblin Chain Whirler, yes, ban it. Absolutely ban it, I'm sick of that fucking card. And also ban Soulscar, ban the God card, I don't remember her name, Hazaret or whatever. Ban Bomat Courier, that card was a disastrous fucking mistake. Earthshaker Kenra, Crop Crasher, ban those two. And anybody who has a record on MTGO of playing with a Red Rush deck, ban them as well. I am sick of Red Rush. They need to do something about it. And for those of you saying, Red Rush isn't too powerful, they don't need to ban it. Okay, it was too powerful and they did ban it, and now it's back. Do you need a better reason to explain why they should ban it now? It's actually better than it was in the past. It's the perfect mix of control and creatures that can't be stopped. They can't be blocked, their first strike, their haste are too fast, and then Bomat refills their hand. I mean, we all have decks that can consistently beat Red Rush. I have a ton of them that I play on Arena, but I'm sick of seeing that fucking deck, and I'm sick of losing just because they went first. And if they rely just on Bomat and one other bullshit creature to swing for like 3 damage every fucking turn, and then you keep bringing out stuff, you bring out a lifelink, you bring out this Death Touch or whatever, you got a 3/3 Resplendent. Nope, they blew it up, shock, lightning strike, everything. It's gone. They're running cut or whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. Good, at least their hand is out and I'm not at 0 yet. I'm gonna top deck or cast my last creature or something. I have a chance to come back. Oh, they just refilled their entire fucking hand. Thanks, Bomat, you fucking asshole. The whole entire deck needs to be banned. I don't give a shit what they ban from it. That deck needs to be pushed so far into the unplayable territory that we never see it again. I am so fucking sick of that stupid fucking toxic deck. Out of the 3 problem decks right now, it is the by far most beatable, but I don't care, and neither is anybody else. We're sick of it being 1/3 of every fucking deck that we play online. But the worst of the worst, the one that needs to be addressed immediately, it needed to be addressed immediately the last time the ban came around. It absolutely dominated the Pro Tour. It is completely unbeatable. Rumor is the latest deck has an 80 to 85% win rate against everything in the field. That is beyond ban level. I mean, 60 is ban level according to Wizards. 55 is worth consideration to them. When Approach of the Second Sun was the most toxic, unbeatable control spam bullshit in the game, and then people stopped playing the card that the deck is named after because something better came along, that's how you know you fucked up, Wizards. I would say ban Teferi. He's the problem in the deck, but then again, every one of these decks, blue-white, mono-green, mono-red, all 3 of them are so powerful because there's 8 sets legal. So don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying ban this card, it's overpowered, it was a mistake. Okay, I would say that about Scarab God and nothing else in all of Standard right now. No card is single-handedly by itself in a vacuum too powerful, except Galta. Okay, I'll throw Galta in there. Galta was just disastrously stupid. A 12/12 Trampler should not cost 2 mana, and it does every single time. So Galta and the Scarab God were just design mistakes. The rest of this, all these decks are just, there's too much to choose from, too many cards. There are just short of 2,000 unique cards legal right now. Think about that, 2,000 cards. Yeah, as it turns out, you can take 2,000 cards and make some degenerate shit out of it. Big surprise. So yeah, Teferi is the problem because once he comes out, you have to swing at him instead of their life total. They could be at, 8 life and it's just you're going to lose if he's on the field. He's just going to send your shit back to your library one at a time, so you have to swing at him immediately. And then he covers himself with Fumigate, and then if they don't have a Fumigate, they've got Glimmer, and if they don't have either of those, then they probably have Disallow or Negate, and if they don't have those, then, whatever, they'll just River's Rebuke or something. I don't know. I've seen all kinds of different versions. The fact that there can be like 5 various versions of this deck, and they're all unbeatable, what the fuck? Nothing beats this deck. Nothing beats blue-white control. There is not one deck that consistently beats it. I've seen the tables, I've seen the statistics. Nothing beats the deck. It has above a 47% win rate against every single deck that they put it up against. That's Wizards' own numbers. There's no competitive Tier 1 solution to it, which, who gives a shit? I'm not at the Grand Prix, not really plays Tier 1 at my FNM, or on Arena, or really anywhere else. But it's the unfun nature of the gameplay that should be their number one concern. If people aren't having fun playing Magic, you better be fixing it immediately. I don't care what you have to do, Wizards. If people are like, I am going to not play Magic, not buy cards, not build a deck, not go to my LGS, I'm going to play a different game, I'm going to stay home and play a video game, I'm going to buy something on Steam instead, I'm going to go see a movie, I'm going to rent something from Redbox, I'm going to watch Netflix, I'm going to do anything other than play Magic because it's not fun and I don't enjoy it. That's when the big red light should be flashing at Wizards of the Coast saying, we fucked up, like just on a loop. Put it through the PA system so everybody in the office knows we fucked up until you fucking Fix it. What don't you get about that? This is why you're losing customers, Wizards, you morons. Like, how fucking stupid is your management that you can't figure out that nobody wants to play against I did something, you undid it. I did something, you undid it. Wow, how fun. And now it's just, I get infinite turns, fuck you. You don't even get to play Magic. You get to sit here and watch me play Magic while I get infinite fucking turns because of Nexus. I bet that there has been like an uptick of like 500% in violent outbursts and assaults at FNM and LGSs just because of that fucking deck. And everybody knows they're losing customers left and right. Nobody wants to participate in this absolute shit. Standard is an unplayable joke right now, and if it was just mono red and green, okay, it's 8 sets, call it fast, build a faster deck, and go removal heavy. Can't get away with some janky mid-range combo. Okay, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. You know, I'm willing to, within reason, morph my deck ideas to play around that kind of thing. So, you know, mono white, life gain with Crested, Resplendent, and Ajani's, they can crush those decks probably more than 50% of the time. I mean, those decks aren't that great, especially if they lose Galta. I mean, if they pull the perfect amount of removal, you're still fucked when you play white. Doesn't even matter, because they'll just reload their hand and outdraw you 2-1, and then you're screwed. But if they try and win with creatures, and you're running Lifelinkers, Aerial Responder, Resplendent, they're gonna lose. I mean, Ixalan's Binding, Fairgrounds Warden, that's my deck. I don't know what you put in yours. Cast out, there goes your Chandra. I mean, it's just that deck's very beatable under the right circumstances. I still think it needs to be powered down, but the blue-white one, that's where I draw the line. That deck is absolutely unbeatable. Unless they run out of cards, all their Glimmers drew shit, and they get land flooded or something, they're going to win. It just, you can't fucking beat it. Almost every single one of my losses on Arena was due to that fucking deck when I go to the competitive tournaments. And you're talking to somebody who has 2 decks that have gone 7-0, 7-1, or 7-2 5 times in a row in the last 3 days. My decks are damn good and they don't lose, but they lose to that stupid fucking deck. And I thought, okay, so it's such a problem, it's so prevalent, everybody's playing it, everybody got Teferi and Karn and all this bullshit. What do I build to beat it? And the answer is nothing. There is nothing that will beat it. You're fucked. People are saying Red Rush. I'm not going to fucking play Red Rush. Okay, fuck you. Half the time they've got enough control to do it. If they can stall until they're at a Fumigate, you're screwed, or settle the wreckage or whatever. Control, duck, and cover name jamming is the only thing I came up with, and that sounds like about as much fun as pulling out my own teeth. Yeah, I'll just run Gideon's Intervention, Ixalan's Binding, with like Cast Out and like Sphinxes and a boatload of counter spells and like Opt. Oh, that sounds like a riot. That's the only thing I can think of that would compete with it, and it's like a ghetto cheap version of the same goddamn deck. So those are all the reasons that they should ban it, because those 3 decks are completely fucking out of control. They're obnoxious. I mean, bare minimum, mono green and mono red are pushing people to play way too fast of decks than they should, and not everybody's into adjusting for that. I mean, I could live with it for 2 months. If this was the standard meta ongoing with 3 more set releases, no, ban it. It's only going to get worse. But the fact that we're about to lose all the good cards in those 2 decks, okay, whatever. I can play fast too, you know? Zombies can be brought back from the graveyard. There's a really good black-green, not a convergence, what the hell do you call it? Crap that comes back from the graveyard over and over and over deck. There's some word for that, and it totally fell out of my brain. You know, throw some Death Touchers in, throw some, you know, multi-removal or something, and yeah, you got something. Start dumping out, you just flood cheap creatures, you probably win. Dauntless, you can save your best creature. Okay, I mean, there's ways to play around it. It's borderline unreasonable and borderline reasonable. It's right on the line, but blue-white, they need to do something about that immediately. If they did something about all 3 decks, I wouldn't be complaining, because then, what else is left? The entire rest of Magic. You could play vampires, you could play merfolk. I mean, all that's been shoved out by the bullshit that people are playing right now. You could probably still play vehicles. You could play anything. They're, like, all those decks are roughly the same power level. There would be like 20 options for deck ideas, or even just archetypes that you can, you know, play with and morph yourself. You can't play shit against blue-white control right now. It doesn't matter what you're playing. You get matched up against that person, you might as well not even shuffle the fucking deck. You might as well just go catch Pokemon for 50 minutes, because there's no fucking point at participating in that at FNM at all. Now, thank God there's one person running a discount jank version of it at my LGS, and that's it. And I don't think he did very well the last couple weeks, so I don't really care. But online, holy shit, I don't even want to play Arena right now. It's such a fucking disaster zone. Everyone has resorted to it, and if you think you're clever and you built a deck that can stop it, then Red Rush is going to come run your ass over. By the way, Black Draw semi-improvise high land removal spam with both Torment spells and Cruel Reality with Fetch is the only thing that can consistently beat it on Arena. That you can build without a lot of wild cards. Oh, and obviously you need hand disruption, because you have to be able to shut down their draw engine or get rid of their Teferi early or whatever. You're going to need, God, probably like, what is it, Raider's Wake or whatever, Mind Rot and Direct Disruption? You know, all the Thoughtseize wannabe cards. That doesn't leave you with much. I mean, you got to draw into the Torment and stuff. It's a very, very, very slow deck, but it shuts down Black-White, or I mean, Blue-White, whatever the fuck it is. So why should they not ban it? By their own words, the only reason they've stated at all, like literally the only reason that they gave for not banning something last time, oh, these toxic broken decks are going to cycle out in like 2.5 months. That was the reason. Standard is an unplayable shit show right now. We're losing customers left and right. We're bleeding money. Nobody's buying anything and nobody's showing up to FNM. Nobody's showing up to the GPs. Nobody's watching the GPs on stream or the Pro Tour, obviously. Oh, but it's cool because it'll all recover in 2 months. What if those customers don't come back? Let me remind you, all your customers hate you, Wizards of the Coast. You are quite possibly one of the most hated companies in all of America. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you make decisions. If 5% of people are asshole-ish enough to play blue-white control in one of these broken-ass bullshit fucking decks, and the other 95% want to play literally any other deck that exists, but they aren't because they can't, because it won't win, so what the fuck is the point? And not even just they won't win, they won't have fun, and they don't even get to play their deck. Everything gets just canceled, removed, exiled, it's gone. You can't do shit. There's no decisions, there's no action, there's no tense moments. It's just, oh, what's he gonna do to fuck with this spell now? Oh, good, awesome, bounce back to hand, yeah, fuck you too. So their reason is, it'll just fix itself. Why piss people off and ban $50 cards when we could just not? Just don't play the game, just sit here and do nothing, let these idiots play against each other in mirror matches that are the worst thing I've ever seen in the history of Magic, and then in 2 months come back to the game and actually play. Like, that's basically what they're implying. Cool, yeah, I'll do that, definitely. Or you could ban it, and anybody who's dickish enough to build one of those fucking broken decks because they're that obsessed with winning. Because remember, Turbo Fog is $600, Mono Green's pretty cheap, but it's not that cheap. I mean, it's definitely over like 100, 150 last I checked. And honestly, Mono Red ain't that cheap either. They're all pretty high end. I mean, you're spending quite a bit to build a mono colored deck. So if you're spending that much and then, oh no, I lost all this money. Oh, this is so unfair. You know what's unfair? Having to play against your deck. That's unfair. Fuck you. You ruined everybody else's fun. You ruined their time because you're that fucking obsessed with winning. You're that obsessed with, oh, I gotta win 3, 4, 5 booster packs. That's worth more than friendship or anybody thinking anything positive about you or attendance or the health of the game or anybody enjoying themselves. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you if you built that deck? You legitimately have actual mental problems. Like, you might actually be some kind of sociopath or have some kind of like ego disorder or something. Maybe you have like an inferiority complex and winning at Magic is the only way that you feel good. Like, there's something wrong with you. Let's just bring one to the Pro Tour. Then it's real simple. I want $50,000. The end. This deck's broken as fuck, but Wizards didn't do anything about it, so I'm gonna go get me some prize money. I won't blame anybody for that. I also won't watch the stream because it's a fucking joke. And also, most of them are cheating anyway, so it doesn't even matter what deck they're playing. Who gives a shit? So those are the type of people who would be affected by a ban. I mean, other than people dumb enough to hold these cards in their binder. Everybody's like, wow, that deck's broken and unbeatable. I heard rumors that it has an 85% win rate. Oh, look, it just won the Pro Tour and everybody hates it. Do you think maybe I should sell the cards in it since I'm not using them? Like, who even just sits on $50 cards? They're gonna go down eventually. And I mean that not just, oh, a ban, oh, a change, a shift in the meta, oh, something cycled out. I mean, like, even if it's like amazing, like Fatal Push or Disallow, something that's like universally the best that's ever been printed, well, except for Counterspell. Eventually, if it gets too expensive and more people want it, it's going to be in a master set. You are going to lose your money eventually. If you're sitting on a $50 card, even a $30+ card, sell it! If you're too stupid to know when to hit the sell button on a card that just spiked, I can't help you. You deserve to lose money then. You're just not a savvy buyer or investor or anything. So assholes and stupid people are who would be affected by a ban. Well, gee, Desolator, I thought you said that this was the section where you said the reasons not to ban something. Yeah, and we've circled back around to more reasons to ban it. There is no reason. The only valid reason I've stated is an invalid reason, which is, just wait 2 months. That's not a reason. It's not even an excuse. It's bullshit is what it is. So I think Wizards is going to be like, we cannot lose this many customers. We can't do it. I don't give a shit how much value we destroy. I don't care what the players say. It's just a tiny minority of whiny assholes and elitists and fucking Pro Tour star wannabes who copy all the best decks because they're just, oh, I wouldn't be caught dead with a lesser deck than the best in the world. I'm the best player in the world. So of course I'm going to play Turbo Fog and take out a card title loan to build it. Hell, I'll sell my car and ride my bike to F&M because I'm a pro and I run tier 1 decks and nobody can beat me. Hey, by the way, if that's you and you're still watching and I haven't scared you away from this video, fuck you, get the fuck off my channel and get some mental help, you pathetic, egotistical little piece of shit. So what's the verdict? Are they going to ban it and what? I mean, for sure blue-white. With their own standards, I'd say yes. But with their excuse of who gives a shit, it's like 8 F&Ms away and then it rotates, I'd say no. So with their past reasoning, they'll just continue on and keep saying no because they're going to double down and stick with it. Because, if they ban something now, it'll just prove that they were wrong the last ban cycle. And if you thought that net decking douchebags were arrogant, you should meet Wizards of the Coast staff members. Holy shit, they'll never admit that they were wrong. They won't even do something that vaguely hints at the fact that they might have made a mistake. And they made a mistake. They never ever admitted that banning Emrakul was not the problem, casting giant shit for free was the problem when they banned Marvel. Never once has one staff member admitted it. And God forbid they admit that the card was a mistake in the first place. So with the win percentage and the absolute unbeatable nature of that deck, nothing beats blue-white fog, turbo fog, or blue-white green turbo fog, or even blue-white control. Almost nothing beats that deck either. By their own numbers and by their own policies, it already should have been banned. So according to their automated system and their math and their charts and their stats, yes, it will be banned. According to what they said before about why they're not banning something, no, it won't be banned. So I don't know, 50-50, it really could go either way. But for the health of the game, I think they absolutely should ban something. I don't care how it makes them look. 8 sets legal, you're going to have to ban something. That's a given. It's a law of physics. There shouldn't be 8 sets legal. Stick to the 2 sets every 6 months instead of 4 sets every year. Go back to that, Wizards. There never, ever, ever should be more than 6 sets legal. It's too many fucking cards. You're going to keep having this happen, and you're going to have to keep pissing people off with bans. So cut it off at the knees, stop it before it even starts, and stop letting 7 and 8 sets be legal. It's fucking ridiculous, and it will never ever work. So that's the real solution to the problem. So maybe they're just like, okay, year and a half of standard has been a complete shit show. They've had to ban, 6 cards, 7? What are they even at now? I don't even know. I don't even fucking care. They clearly have maybe at this point learned their lesson, or at least they've figured out what's going on. Maybe they'll just be like, okay, let's just ride this out for 2 months and then announce we're gonna cycle it twice as often. And if people are gonna whine about card values, fuck right off with that opinion, okay? Less people were complaining about, but I want to use this card for 6 more months. Wow, this is so unfair. Than people who are saying, wow, I'm not playing Magic right now because it's so fucked up. Lesser of two evils, people. So watch on the 20th. I am going to make a video immediately responding to whatever the fuck they do in the morning. I am going to get up early and read this shit, and we're going to analyze the shit out of it. I mean, there won't even be much to analyze. I've already said it all. Here's why they will ban something. Here's why they wouldn't. And whatever they go with, I've already said the reasoning. I'm either going to tell people who are angry about the ban decision to shut the hell up, everybody hates them, and to get out of this game, you're not welcome in our community, go play something else, fuck you. Or I'm going to be telling Wizards that they're going to keep losing customers for the next 2 months because of their unbelievable levels of stupidity. Hell, I shouldn't even make the damn video, I just did. So we'll see. I'd say give me your opinion down below, but I honestly don't give a shit. Yes, they should ban something. That is the correct answer. All other answers are incorrect. If you're going to disagree with me, you're probably going to do it in a rude way because you're an arrogant asshole net decker who plays this bullshit, and I don't want to hear about it. I already had banned about 50 people from the last video talking about this because they're like, oh, Des, blah, 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 casual, low power, you're an idiot, learn to play better, to get some money, blah, blah, blah. You know, typical just arrogant elitist bullshit that nobody wants to hear. There's no time for it, and I'm not going to give you a platform in my comment section. So you know what? If that's you, do leave a comment because then I can find you and ban you and I never have to listen to you again. The best thing is there's still probably hundreds of people typing away. I have banned just over 2,000 people from commenting on my channel. Now I have 35,000 subs. What percent is that? About the same percent of people in society that are assholes. What a coincidence. Sounds like a high number, but when you do it as a ratio, it's really not, especially if you've worked retail or customer service. I'd put the toxic, impossible to deal with members of society at closer to 25%. I'm surprised it's that low, actually. So yeah, there is one correct answer about this. I have clearly stated why it is. They need to power everything down so that Magic can actually be playable again. They can't afford to lose this many customers. Make the right decision, Wizards. And I'll see you guys next video.